Welcome to Creative Tien channel. Today I'm going to knit a headband or the ear warmer with hand knitting. This can be a quick gift knitting project. I'm going to knit in a round with the magic loop method. The yarn I'm using is a regular worsted weight, and the circular needle I have is about 5 millimeters. And it really doesn't matter how long because we are going to use a magic loop. First, I'm going to cast on 88 stitches. The average size of an adult head is about 20 inches, but you want it to be a little bit smaller so it stays on. So let's start cast on. We make a slip knot and just use long tail cast on. We'll cast on 88 stitches. 3, 4, 5, 6. After the 88 stitches, I'm going to connect into a circle. And to do the magic loop, I just kind of divide the stitches into half and pull out the needle. Like that. So I can bring the stitches to the tip of the needle. And the extra cable will be in the back. And try not to twist the stitches. My yarn is on my right needle. Now we're ready to continue knitting. I'm going to use 2x2 ribbon, so that's 2 knit stitch and 2 purl stitch. You can also use 1x1 ribbon, just 1 knit, 1 purl. Now we connect the ends so it's a circle. So we keep doing the 2x2 ribbon for about 1 inch. So we'll see maybe 5, 6 rows. And when you feel too tight, you have to push the stitch to the front and you can pull the cable to the back. Purl, purl. And then yarn to the back. Knit, knit. Yarn to the front, purl, purl. Every time the stitch gets tight, you have to pull the cable from the other end. It doesn't really matter if it's halfway in the middle, just approximately half so you can squeeze the stitches to the front and you can continue knitting. We are back to the beginning because you can see the yarn tail here. I just finished 5 rows of the 2x2 ribbon and now I'm going to do the main part. And here is the design. I'm going to have some cables in a regular interval. So we have 88 stitches. I divide into 8 sections, so each section has 11 stitches. And I'll have some 2x2 cable, and outside the cable, you will be a purl stitch, so the cable can stand out a little bit more. So in between 2 cables, you'll be 11 stitches, and the main part, I'm just going to have 4 rows. So I will do 4 rows of knitting, including this 1 purl stitch outside of the cable stitch. So that's 2x2 cable, so there'll be 4 stitches in the middle, and then there will be 1 stitch of purl. And then it's the same here. 2, 2, and then 1 purl stitch. So in each section, we'll have 3 stitch here, 3 stitch here, and we'll have 5 stitches in the middle. So that's the plan. So I'm going to pull out the cable from the back again, around the halfway of the knitting. Push the stitches to the front. And pull out the cable. I think I will start with a purl stitch. It's easier to count. So it's 1 purl, 4 knit, 1 purl, 5 knit, 1 purl, 4 knit, 1 purl, 5 knit. That will be easier to calculate. 1 purl stitch, bring the yarn to the front for the purl. Bring the yarn back, and then I need 4 knit stitches. That's for the cable. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 purl again. And then I have 5 plain knitting in the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I will repeat again. 1 purl, 4 knit, 1 purl, 5 knit. And I will continue until the end. And I will do the same for 4 rows. And then I will start with the cable. I actually need 5 rows instead of 4. And now I'm ready to do the cable. And I want to pull out the cable from the back again because I want the stitches to be in the front. Since I start with a purl stitch and then 2 by 2 cable crossing and then purl and then 5 stitches. So that's what we do here. First we start with 1 stitch of the purl. And I'm going to do the 2 by 2 cable. And this is my cable needle. So I place 2 stitches to the cable and drop it to the front. And then I will knit the next 2 stitches. And then I'll place those 2 stitches back to the needle. And then knit the next 2 stitches. That's my cable crossing. So we're done with those 4 stitches, the 2 by 2 crossing. I'm going to do a purl stitch and then 5 knit stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I will do the next cable crossing. So that's 1 stitch of the purl, and then take the 2 stitch out on your cable needle and drop it, and then knit. I'm going to need a knit stitch, so I need the yarn to be in the back. Knit 2 stitches and place the 2 stitches back. And knit these 2 stitches. That's the cable crossing, and then purl, and then 5 stitches. So we continue doing all around for this row. And then we'll come back to the same as the first 5 rows. We'll do 5 rows or 4 rows of the same as before. That will be purl 1 stitch, knit 4, purl 1, knit 5, and repeat that. And then at the end we will do the same 2 by 2 ribbon for 5 rows. Now we have to adjust the cable again. So from the back side, about halfway of the whole circle, we pull out the cable needle. That's the magic loop. So we can push stitches to the front of the needle and continue knitting. So we just repeat the first 4 or 5 rows, and I will start with the pearl, and then knit 4. That's for the 2x2 cable. Pearl, knit 5, so we'll keep repeating that for the whole round and for the total of 4 or 5 rows, depends on your design. Since I start with 5 rows, I will do 5 rows of the same. Now I just finished the center part. You can see the cable crossing. And the only thing left is to repeat the beginning 2x2 ribbon on the top. So I will have 5 rows of the 2x2 ribbon. And we'll do it the same way. Pull the cable from the back, so I can squeeze all the stitches to the front. It'll be like that. And we'll continue our 2x2 ribbon. So we'll start with 2 knit and 2 purl. And we'll repeat that for 5 rows to match the beginning. We can use any type of stretchy bind-off. And my favorite one is a sewing bind-off. You cut the long tail of the yarn and use a yarn needle to sew back 2 stitches forward and 1 stitch back. And when a stitch is worked twice, you can take it off the needle, except the first stitch. We will connect the first stitch with the last one, so that stitch still will get worked twice. So that's how I make a simple headband with a little bit of cables. And because it's stretchy, it should fit many different sizes. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.